Hi, this is Christina Luce, the K-8 Instructional Technology Specialist here in Liverpool, and today we're going to take a look at the stream page in Google Classroom and the class settings in Google Classroom. As you can see, we're currently on the Google Classroom stream. This is where I can post updates and announcements, and if enabled, students can see the details of upcoming assignments. What we found, however, is that in the spring, there were a number of students and staff that expressed frustration over the sheer volume of posts that they were finding in the stream. It makes a lot of sense to hide the classwork notifications to cut down on the volume in the stream, and that's easily done by going to that class settings page. Students can still keep tabs on all of their upcoming assignments. On the left here, you see this list. And by accessing all of their assignment details on the classwork page. So what I want to do is really drive my students to the classwork page to see all of their assignment details. But if they want a list of those things that are upcoming, you have this list on the left-hand side. I will, say that that is dependent on the teacher assigning a due date to those assignments. So I know in the spring we were being, super flexible. And may not have chosen to have a due date, but I do think assigning due dates is really important to help keep our students organized and on task. So also on this page, you can customize your header, either using one of the images in the Google Classroom gallery or by uploading an image of your own. And so you can see that right over here. So I'm going to click Select Theme. And when I see a theme that I like, I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to click this blue button here. And so that will change my theme. Also, see this little down arrow? If I expand that, you're going to see actually the class details, and these are the details that I'm able to make edits to on the class settings. And to get to the class settings, we're going to go to this little widget here. And so you'll notice here we have at first the class details. And so the first time that you log into Google Classroom, you're probably going to see as the class name, whatever your course code is in School Tool. You do have the ability to change the name to something that's a little bit more friendly. And so that's what I've done here. I've changed the name of my class. And then I've also added a class description. And so in the description, I'm going to give a little bit more detail about when the class meets, which particular group of students I'm working with. In addition, you can add a section number, the room number where you're meeting, and then the subject. But the only thing that is absolutely required is this class name. Underneath, we move into the general section. And in the general section, the first thing we have are those invite codes. And so you'll remember in the past, we use these invite codes to actually enroll students, to roster students to the class. But again, as I mentioned previously, we've auto-rostered the classes for you. So you're not going to need this invite code. And so what I've done is disable it. And part of the reason for that is because I know in the springtime we had parents who wanted to join our classes and they were using those invite codes to join themselves. We really can't have parents join our class. They can sign up for the Guardian summaries, and you're going to see that down below. So I have disabled the invite code. Next, we have the stream, and these are the options for students posting and commenting on the stream. So you'll notice that I did not give students the ability to post and comment, but I did give them the ability to comment because I am going to be putting some information on my class stream. I'm going to be giving updates and making announcements. And if students have questions, I want them to be able to ask those questions right there in the stream. So that's why I made this choice. You could also choose only teachers can post or comment on the stream. But again, if you choose that, students are not going to be able to dialogue with you there. So I'm going to leave this. Students can only comment. This is what we were talking about before. So again, in the spring, educators and students expressed some frustration about just the sheer volume of items that were kind of clogging up the stream and having difficulty finding exactly what they needed. And I think one of the ways that you can really kind of cut down on the volume is to hide the notifications and really drive students to the classwork page to access those assignment details. But to do that, you're going to click here because the default setting has been to show attachments and details. And so again, that's something that really kind of clogs up one stream. So I'm going to click Hide Notifications. Here are the Show Deleted Items. So what that means is if I was creating an assignment or an announcement and I deleted it for some reason, I had no intention of maybe using it, I can have those deleted items still show up for me in my view. For me, that's just like one more thing I don't need to see or want to see, so I've turned that off. I do have guardian summaries turned on, and so this is how parents and guardians can stay on top of student assignments and student work. And so they can choose to receive daily or weekly updates on the work that their child is doing in the course. So again, this is what we want to have turned on. We're not going to push out any invite codes to parents. Underneath, this is for the Google Meet. So you'll know that partway through the spring, Google Classroom made an update so that you could have a Google Meet generated right from within the classroom. And if I want to, I can copy the link for this Meet and post it in another place, say on a classroom website. I can also reset this link. Right now, I don't have it visible to students. I haven't turned it on because I'm not running a Google Meet for my class today. On the days that I want to run a Google Meet, I'll just toggle that switch to the on position. Underneath, we have grading and grade calculation. And so you have a couple of different choices here. So you may choose to do no overall grade, or you may choose to do total points, or weighted by category. Whatever you choose, you want to be consistent. And this is particularly true for those staff members who are teaching sixth grade and beyond. So you're going to want to make sure that whatever grading system you choose, it's aligned to what you have in School Tool. So for most of us that are using School Tool to keep a grade book, you're going to choose weighted by category. And then you're going to choose your categories. I have a couple listed here below to reflect exactly what you have in School Tool, because you do have the ability to export your grades from Google Classroom into School Tool, again, for those grade 6 and up. Unlike other products in kind of the Google suite of things, this is one of those where you actually have to save your changes. So once I've made any changes here and I want to have them applied, I'm going to click this Save button. And so I'm going to leave this class settings page. I'm going to go back to the stream, and that really wraps up our overview of Google Classroom Stream and Google Classroom settings.